Wholesome Stories. According to Reddit, number 12. I was in London and was supposed to be flying home that day. Walking down the street with my 2 suitcases towards the tube, nice and early on my way to Heathrow with plenty of time. Silly me, didn't realize that when the signs said there is going to be a tube strike on the day that you fly home, that means that the tube is completely closed. Just an addition for anybody watching in America, people call the train station the tube over there. And this motherfucker couldn't help mentioning it 3 times, I guess, huh? Tube, 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 tube. Killing me.
I thought that was their subway.
Huh?
I thought that was their subway.
That's what I mean. What did I say? Like above ground train?
Yeah.
No, train like the subway? Forgive me. Frustrating. Anyway, the whole subway is apparently closed, so I thought it just meant delays or something, I don't know. So I start walking towards the bus station a few blocks away, desperately trying to come up with a plan B. A young man comes up to me and offers to help carry my suitcases. He asks where I'm going, and I say Heathrow, which is an hour away at this point. And at this point, my flight is... the time between me and being able to catch my flight is running short. It begins to rain. He says you'll never make it there on time on the buses. He calls me a cab, then finds a little awning where we can sit and wait for the cab and stay out of the rain. He lets me use his phone to transfer money to pay for the cab. Mine didn't have any service outside of my home country. We sat and we chatted for 30 minutes waiting for the cab. He made me feel so much less panicked. I couldn't believe the kindness that he showed me, a random person on the street. I've never been able to find him again though, or even online to thank him. Well, just pay it forward, you dirty motherfucker.
Can you close the little black box on top of the, like where the tabs are?
Why is that even appearing for everybody else?
I don't know. But it's appearing. There you go.
Huh. All around me are familiar faces. Here's an extra entry because that last one pissed me off so much. It really did. The most wholesome and memorable experience was in a crowded New York airport with an elderly lady. I saw her crying and looking bewildered as she sat alone in the main concourse. So I sat down next to her and asked her if there was anything I could do to help. She said she was going to a family member's funeral on the West Coast and had never been in an airport. The lady was hard of hearing, and the loudspeaker announcements just compounded her confusion, to the point where she was physically trembling. Jesus Christ, man, y'all couldn't know that your old people would have difficulty flying? At that point, as I once noted here on Ask Reddit, I guided her through security and directly to her gate, asking the attendants to give her special assistance, especially with her inability to discern broadcast announcements. As an attendant escorted her for her boarding, the lady turned, waved, and blew a kiss in my direction. To this day, I can still picture her vividly. What a nice story about nice people giving you a bit of faith in humanity. Because most people these days, shit, they would just ignore that old lady. She probably got the virus. I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying, Just because she's an old lady doesn't mean she's not a Karen in disguise. Karen formers? Oh my God, freak out in disguise. You've fallen for my trap! And she whips off the old lady disguise. It's really a Karen under there. Number 12, -1. See, because I read that one. I was in a Walmart one day, and some dude was blocking the aisle where the item that I needed was located. Son of a bird. I then heard him ask a Walmart employee where the cabinet liners were. She proceeded to say that she wasn't sure and started to send him to the wrong location. I nosily piped up. I know where they are. If you want to follow me, I will take you to them because I just bought some last week. The man says, oh, okay, thank you. He followed me to the opposite side of the store and I showed him where they were. He thanked me again and I hurried back to the other side of the store to get what I needed. 5 minutes later at the checkout, the man shows up and I saw him just hanging around with his bag of purchases on his arm. When it came time to pay, he stepped up and insisted on paying for my items. I thanked him profusely. At the time, I only had $35 in my bank account and was trying to purchase food for the week. We all know what that is, boy. $35 groceries. You gotta make damn sure you getting enough for the week, baby.
That's a lot of cup noodles.
It ain't noodles if you know what you're doing. Remember, at Walmart, we can get like a big ass bag of chicken for like $6 to $7. So you got $35. Buy some rice. You want some beans? Buy some chicken. You know what I mean? Get some seasoning on that ass. Assuming you don't already have seasoning at home. You know? You could buy 3 bags of chicken. Listen. You know what it must be? It must be really hard to eat well for cheap if you don't like chicken. Chicken's the one thing that we're like farming like crazy, or what's the word, breeding like crazy to make sure that there's a ton of them. Tastes like chicken. You could do stuff with beef too. Shit.
Beef is just too greasy.
Yeah. It's something about the way that we prepare the beef that makes it come out too greasy.
No.
Or oily.
Beef is just greasy by nature.
No, but think about when I make
Oh yeah, yours is just
No,
extreme.
no. Think about when I make curry chicken. If I'm not really careful with the curry, that'll come out oily too. Sometimes I've had to roll up paper towels and dab that motherfucker to get all of that oil out of the and I'm only putting in like a small portion. Bobby said boil it in water. Well, seems like we all got our own, go-to solutions for the problems that present themselves. But all I'm saying is, yeah, we can make $35 work at the grocery store. This man who was so annoyed. Oh no, the man who I was so annoyed with helped me so much. I still tear up when I think of his kindness. I am a single mother of 2 wonderful kids, and this was my miracle. Oh, my bing bong. You know what I mean? I'm glad that people can be touched by one another. That they can be each other's angels and do some touching. Dia. Touch. I'm an angel, so I can touch. They made a show about it, Dia. Have you heard of the show?
We watched like an episode of it.
No, I wouldn't call that watching. That was whack. I think if either of us would be forced to pay attention to an entire episode of Touch by an Angel, that we would literally, with a part of our brain would just die forever. Like it'd be up there and be like, I'm not joking. If you keep doing this, I'm gone. I'll do it. Wow. You'll do it, brain?
Like a nice girl or something?
Like it's in your brain. It's like, I am not playing around. Number 10. Okay. My last job was working for the TSA. Can you imagine some jackass fucking writing an edit that big? I kind of want to see what he said after this too. My last job was working for the TSA. It was a pretty miserable job and most people just didn't like you. I was just having a horrible day filled with personal issues and work issues, and this nice older lady asked if I was okay. I had the standard, yeah, I'm doing fine, and she asked if I could use a hug. I had a blank stare for a second and then just hugged her. Probably the nicest thing anyone ever did for me. When I worked there, the world needs more people like you. I mean her. Sorry.
Well, I would, but like
Thank you for the kind words. I think that makes my most popular post ever This makes them my most popular post ever. Ugh. Truce over Kyle. Kyle, when will you do the SCP readings? Bitch, when you don't expect them. Oh my God.
Just invite to say hey.
Oh, Justin.
I like how she said it. I just wanted to say, hey.
You're a hero, Justin. I really don't even know what to say because you're a hero this day. Special thanks to Justin, the hero, the saint, the stream boss, and the instrument of the completion of this goal. I must have set it to 600 because I know I'm gonna have to end. I really thought that couldn't be reached. In my face. Well done, Justin. Well done, everyone. Oh my God, I love you guys so much. And Justin's gonna make my heart beat out a samba in here. So we better keep going. We better keep going up this list. Boy, ask Dia. I was listening to some really upsetting SCPs that made me lose faith in people as writers.
You didn't listen to them, you just looked at the title and went, nope.
No, I'm talking about some of the ones within the one that I liked. Within the one that I liked, after a while I was like, this is trash. This one in particular is trash. And the SCP that I liked left enough room for, people to jump into that universe and fuck around, that some of the people that came in thereafter were making it too complicated. And it was... All I have to say is, Justin, you're the best. Okay? You're simply the best. Better than all the rest, which is a song. Yeah. Bobby Baird says, time to deliver a pizza ball? I don't understand.
I feel like that's something you said in the past.
Have I really?
I feel like you did. I don't know though.
I Google pizza ball and it's Eric Andre. How do we not remember this? Wait.
To deliver a pizza ball.
Oh my God.
Time to deliver a pizza ball.
That's not funny. That's why I don't remember it.
Time to deliver a pizza.
That's why I don't remember it. I need you guys to understand something very important about Eric Andre, okay? Is that when he is on television and he has you as a captive audience member, the joke is at your expense sometimes. He is making you watch him and his stupid pizza ball, and this bullshit is like, we can't escape it. We can't escape. There's gonna be more Tim and Eric Andre soon. Jesus Lord. I can only be thankful for Justin, the human railroad tracks that keeps me on a reasonable path, because otherwise it'd just be a pileup. I'd set myself on the path of the biggest city. If I were a train, does that make you feel like I'm unstable, Dia?
No, just
One time Kyle said if he was a train, he would go to the biggest city and just derail the biggest city.
you derail a lot.
Oh no, because I do that while I do lists? That's not true. You can't name a single time I've done that. Number 9, I guess this can be perceived as pathetic
Totally didn't happen just a couple of seconds ago.
by some people, and that's okay. It's okay that it's pathetic to some people, but I used to go to school with a bunch of horrible people. I'm disabled, so I look and walk weird.
Why did you say it like that?
I'm disabled. Every time that I'd go out for lunch to my favorite food place and see them, they'd hurl insults. Oh great, I have to explain myself now because the world's so easily triggered. I am not making a joke at someone's expense. As far as being disabled is concerned, there is an episode of a show called The IT Crowd, and on that show, there's this wonderful episode where they need to go use the restroom, in the middle of a musical or something, but they couldn't use the restroom because there was a dude in there. You know, like sometimes some bathrooms have like a dude that will, like, I don't know, you know, dry your hands or something like that, and you're supposed to tip him. Well, they went into that bathroom and he couldn't bring himself to go because of this man that was in there staring at him. So he goes into the disabled bathroom, and when he's finishing using the bathroom, he reaches out to do what he thinks will flush the toilet, but he actually pulls a cord that is for help. So people come into the bathroom and he like throws himself onto the floor and is just like, I'm disabled. And they're like, where's your chair? And he's like, they attacked me. Who attacked you? Kids, punk kids. I'm disabled. How are you disabled? It's just insane. It's just the stupidest episode of the show ever. Maybe we can get the soundbite. Okay, you know.
What, you're disabled?
Oh, why not?
You're not disabled. You'll get in trouble.
It's not like a park.
It's not a big deal. So I love the reveal. Like, he gets up, he's like, he's pulling this thing, and he looks up. Oh, shit. All right. Give me a second. And they're outside, like, trying to bust into the door and shit. Where?
Someone's had an accident.
Well, you better keep going then. Oh my God, what happened? I fell off the toilet.
I fell off the toilet. I'm disabled.
How what? How are you disabled? Leg disabled.
Nice. Nice. I'm getting struck for that, Dia. How are you disabled? Leg disabled. Oh, yes. All right, anyway.
It won't make sense now.
It actually says anyway. I was standing in a long queue, and they were behind me. There was an old lady, maybe like 70 to 80 years old, behind them. They were making fun of my walk. I sort of can't walk straight because I had a stroke when I was a kid, and the old lady called them a bunch of cruel twats. It was really kind of her to stand up to them, and I will always remember that. That's really cool. You know, there was like a Walking Dead moment for that guy. Inky Mink says,
Sorry, Kyle, for what happened recently. I don't know what the fuck is going on with me or why it happens, but I'm glad I gave some form of entertainment.
who the hell is this?
You forgot?
Who the fuck is
You
this?
forgot already? They were here yesterday.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who is this? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me. No, listen. This is gonna be a bad stream. Tim. It reminds me of when Tim goes into the boss's office. I think he's like demanding a raise or something, and and the boss is like, "Who the hell? How did you get in there?"
In here.
Oh my god.
So I hate to just storm in here and lay down the law like this, but there's no two ways about it. I'm due for a promotion and I'm here to claim it.
Nice.
I'm sorry. How did you get in here?
Who are you? I'm sorry.
This list is compromised now.
This whole list is compromised. This whole channel's compromised. But you know what?
You don't have to assist in the compromisation of your channel.
Listen, I will continue onward because Justin deserves more. Oh, whoa, the bigger I can make this, you can see that I tried to make the background of it opaque. You know what I mean? Because the actual GIF has a background, so I had to try to what's the name of that drop tool? Like the thumb. Fuck.
You got me. I don't know.
Let me open up Photoshop and see if it tells me. It calls this the eyedropper tool. Okay. So I try to use the eyedropper tool to match the color. And then, isn't that interesting, guys? Isn't that interesting? Number 8. When I was 18 years old, I had a friend in the hospital with brain cancer. His time was limited. I visited him when I could. And he was kind of a hippie alternative punk. I wore a leather jacket and had long hair. And I walked to his room and a nurse saw me. Without saying a word, she walked to me and gave me a long, comforting hug. That's how I knew he passed. Ooh, dude.
I mean, I guess that's kind of wholesome.
Remember, Inky Mink says, remember last stream, you know, the one about people getting offended for no reason? Was he in here saying something offensive, trying to trigger people or something?
No, they were like, they said, they commented on that, also saying that people shouldn't be easily offended, but then they were the one that we were...
Listen, I was beginning, darling, I love you, you know that my mind is like ADD central, and this kind of goes into the fact that I don't remember this person, and it sounds like you don't too well either, and it's probably for good reason?
No, I think they're the one that we thought didn't know how to write in English or understood.
Oh, maybe they were drunk or something. I vaguely remember that, laughing at somebody because they were just typing something, and like, it seemed like they didn't even know what the hell they meant. Maybe they were just drunk. You know, we leave it where it is. It's not worth talking about. You know, this kind of reminds me of when some people message me on Snapchat and then they go, remember me, Kyle? And I'm like, who are you? And then they name themselves, and it's a name I've never heard of or seen. Straight up. And sometimes I press them and I go, should I remember you? Did we play together? Did you comment often? And sometimes they'll say, Dia, I shit you not. Listen to me carefully. No, I never comment in streams or on videos. I lurk a lot.
What? Why would...
So then I like take a picture of the conversation when they ask, remember me, Kyle? And I go, how? You know what I mean?
How would I know who you are if
How?
you say anything?
You know? Hey.
Are you supposed to be like telepathically being able to like know who is here at all times?
You've never seen me before, but do you remember me?
Remember me, the lurker?
Number 7,
Never
boy.
said anything.
A few years ago, I was experiencing deep depression. My life was a mess. My apartment was a mess. I was a mess. For a moment, I decided to just go to the park and sit there for a while, as I was really at the end of my rope and had zero idea on what to do. Out of nowhere, a kid, possibly about 3 or 4 years old, comes up and hands me 3 yellow dandelions and runs back to her mom. Boy, if this happened, I'd feel like I was being selected by a politician for a ritual and I'd fucking run. The child has selected the black one. Begin immolation. Oh my god, it burns to the touch. They're all chanting around me. I don't know why, but I'm sorry about that. I don't know. You know why I picked 12 for this list? Because I felt like by the end of it, I would be bored with wholesome entries. I'm a son of a bitch, and that's not okay. This list is for you, anybody who doesn't get down on the type of garbage that I'm normally choosing. So this is for you, a wholesome list. I don't know why, but I always remember that day. I went home, cleaned my apartment, made it more tidy. I wouldn't say that my life miraculously changed, but I will say that one moment of kindness that neither the kid nor the mom probably remember was one of the most memorable moments in my life. I'm going to gamble that Justin may or may not be in reach of his keyboard if he's still here, and say this. He's the only one that has the power to make me share with everybody what made me cry earlier today. And not like a boo-hoo, bitch cry, but you know, like it did bring a tear to my eye because it was so sad to me.
Why is he the only one that can like get you to say?
Because he's the only one. He's the only one, Dia.
Chosen one?
The chosen one, if you will. You know, maybe I would hand him the 3 yellow dandelions and run away. You know, he's the one. Number 6, boy. All right. When I was 16 years old, I'd taken my mom's old Pontiac Bonneville to the movies, and I was in such a hurry that I forgot to turn off the lights. When I came back out, the car was dead, and someone left a set of jumper cables on the hood with a note that said, "I hope you make it home safely." I've never ever forgotten about that. Since then, I've tried to pay that kindness forward any way I can. How could they know that the person didn't have jumper cables? You think they were so ditzy and fuckboy stupid that they also left their trunk open and the guy was checking to see if there was jumper cables? What an ultimate good Samaritan.
No, maybe they were just sick and tired of their dad
hitting them with the jumper cables. You know, this guy, he always takes the jumper cables and tries to give them away, because if he leaves them at his house, then his dad will beat him with a pair of jumper cables. You know what I mean?
What a callback.
The real idea is like, wow, these seem pretty expensive. Who would just give these away? I can't imagine a scenario in which someone would just give away these jumper cables. And this kid's at home just like, another one. Where's he keeping them all? How does he have enough money to keep buying jumper cables? If you take my cables again, I'm going to give it to you. And you know what I'm going to use? It's your endless supply of jumper cables. What if the dad in that story is an SCP and he can manifest jumper cables in his hand? You know, out of thin air, dude.
I'm so happy everyone enjoyed that jumper cables callback.
SCP, you know, 8008 jumper cable dad. Or we could just call him dad. Yeah. You know why I call him 8008?
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Someone tell me in the stream why I call him 8008. Dia doesn't know.
Because boob?
Yes.
Fucking Slytherin.
That is a parcel tongue for let me stick it in between and glaze it with the cream. Charmander. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 5. All right? The stream knew.
Yeah, it didn't take me too long to realize either. I hate you.
On my honeymoon in Greece, we nearly got stranded driving our little scooter back from a day trip. Finally found a patrol station in this village, but it was during afternoon, like siesta time. Everybody in Greece just goes to sleep at a certain hour. They just take a nap during the day? That's like a normal thing everybody does?
Yeah.
Huh.
They do it in a bunch of European countries.
Intriguing. But it's not like a tea time, it's like a nap time?
Yes. Like everything shuts down for a little bit while everyone naps.
I'd be using that for FAP time.
Oh my gosh.
Or FAP could turn into a siesta, you know what I mean? You know, some people wonder about, you know, if they fall asleep after they FAP, if people will come in and find them in this really compromised, like leg spread, you know, phone on their chest, gross position. But what if they die in the middle of it, Dia? And they find the corpse having fired off their final, you know, salute-worthy nut into the great beyond. You only have 5 more to go, Kyle. You can do this. The guy obliged, but looked a little annoyed. You skipped something important. We apologized as best that we could for the little Greek that we knew. The guy obliged, but looked a little annoyed. He casually asked if we were from, or where we were from, and we told him New Zealand. His face lights up, and is amazed because he had never met someone from New Zealand before. He asks us what we're doing so far away from home, and we tell him that it's our honeymoon. He tells us to wait there and comes back with a bottle of wine that's obviously worth more than the 6 pounds of petrol that we were buying. He refuses for us to round up or for us to buy anything. He just tells us, honeymoon is honeymoon, be happy and go. Hands down, one of the best highlights of our trip. It's a very sweet memory, a wonderful memory indeed.
That is so creepy, Seraphin.
You know? And that's what's up. As we continue, we arrive at number 4. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon had just come out in theaters. Do you know anything about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Dia? Do you?
I feel like I should, but not 100%.
But the answer is no. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is this badass movie that came out circa 2000. 2000, yeah. That's when the Matrix was about, on top of the world. Because I think the Matrix was 99. Wow, typing in the Matrix. Wait, why did it give me related to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? What the fuck is that? Just because I just Googled that? Yeah, the Matrix came out in 99. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was this movie where it was basically real life anime. You had a bunch of people with swords bouncing up in the air and jumping from treetops and shit like that. It was like a real life Naruto. It was absurd. It was properly absurd.
Crouching Kyle, Hidden Dia.
Crouching Kyle, Hidden Dia. Did someone say that?
Yeah, Seraphin.
Seraphin. Can we have a stream where we watch Kyle sleep?
Yes.
Boy, if I could get away with that, I'd be making OnlyFans money. Do you get what I'm saying?
What if you do that? What if you open up an OnlyFans and it's just...
If I could get away with an OnlyFans, I could get away with just streaming around the clock.
Or like a Patreon tier.
My mind is slipping. We gotta get through this. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon just came out in theaters, and I had been planning to go see it on my day off. I didn't have a car, so I relied on the bus. The day the movie came, there was a snowstorm. I walked downtown to get the bus there, and there was a sign saying all the buses were canceled because of the snow. I was super bummed out and walked over to a Loki call. Loki is playing with my mind. I was super bummed and walked over to the local coffee shop, and I ordered a coffee and was telling the owner how disappointed I was that I couldn't go see this movie. There was an older woman sitting in the coffee shop, and she overheard us. She looked at me and said, "I really want to see that movie too. Let's go, I'll drive." So that day, me and a perfect stranger went out to lunch to see a movie together. You got into a car with a woman that you'd never met? Y'all people are brave and lucky. Brave and lucky. This may be the first reckless one that we've seen all night though, so okay. About a year later, I started seeing this guy in town, and his downstairs neighbor was the lady who took me to the movies all those months earlier. We had stopped by her house for her to get a sweater before the movies, and I told the guy, "Me and your neighbor went to see Crouching Tiger together." He was like, "That was you?" She went on and on about how cool it was to go to the movies with you. That poor lady. It's so sad that some people can be so lonely that they'd reach out to a stranger for companionship. When in reality, you know that if they're that social, that they probably fucked shit up in their past that led them to being alone now. Is that fucked? Obviously, there are exceptions to every rule, and some people end up alone that don't want to be alone and have done nothing to deserve being alone. But you know that there's a large portion of people who have been pushing assholes away for their whole life, and then when they're just like, "Wait a minute, I'm alone," it's ridiculous. I think I posted something like that on my Snapchat. Did you see that? Somebody earlier today, okay? Yeah. I already forgot what the tweet was. Let me pull it up. The tweet said, "How do you get people to text you again after being the I don't text back friend for years?" And then I wrote, "How can I get more than I give?" Like, what's wrong with you people? Pikachu face, the human.
And then leopards ate his face.
Bell says a concept in OnlyFans, but it's just Kyle telling jokes with the Yoda puppet. Oh my god. Has that been done?
I don't think so. You could look it up and see if anyone else is doing that, but I don't think so. Not on OnlyFans, since it's it's a lewds and nudes.
But it's not, yeah, it's like, it doesn't work like that, where you can like, I should probably just start a channel. Or you know what? I could take suggestions, I guess, for like erotic roleplay, and then just do the Yoda voice the whole time.
Oh my gosh. You could also post those videos up.
Bro.
666 money.
Bro.
He gave you 34 money. What you gonna do?
Bro. Bro, why Y&K, listen. Thank you. Justin, Y&K, thank you. You're at each other's throats. You can't just let each other live as the boss. You know? Honk honk be damned. Honk honk. Honk honk. Fucking honkler. That was a wild couple of months, Dia.
For real.
And it was so fun, you know, nothing to bother us, nothing out of control. Hadn't, broken into 2020 properly yet. What?
Belle.
Belle says, throw it back, you must. Oh my god. How does little white girl Belle know about phrases like throw it back? Do you think she's ever been... I just covered my mouth. And not to beatbox. I cannot believe. Like, I honestly...
Your mother.
No, seriously, I wonder what filthy things come out of some people's mouths when they're in the midst of things. Because if we were to like, listen to them and judge whether or not it was like politically correct for them to say things like that, would you consider it cultural appropriation? You know?
To an extent, probably.
Throw it back. Oh my god! Oh my god!
ILMAO.
Hey, listen. I'm sorry. Y&K, you effortlessly slaughtered Justin. You know, he had a reign that was worthy of Justin, but Justin deserved a longer reign, purple reign even.
Wake up the dolphin.
Would you want me to wake up the dolphin? You know what I mean? You want me to wake up the dolphin? Look, I just want to Y&K Justin want to thank you both. In my heart, you're both stream bosses, so both of you need to tell me what you would like for for a GIF, because you deserve that. And from now on, whenever Justin or Y&K hit me, I'm gonna give him a honk honk. What happened?
Someone came in saying "Rip Prince."
What you mean, rip Prince? Oh my god.
10 money for erotic Yoda puppet OnlyFans startup.
That's really funny to you back there. You're such a fucking dolly. You laugh like a freaking you like a pup, like a doll that I shake around like a. Are you laughing at the shaking aspect of it?
Just imagining you like shaking me. Like stop laughing.
Oh my god. Listen, Bradley. Thank you. Tickle me Elmo, yeah. That would be pretty dumb if you responded that way like a doll.
Tickle me Elmo.
Wait, what was I watching? Where someone stopped moving and like somebody was like, what the fuck? And then they started moving again and they were like, sorry, I just do that to freak with people sometimes. Do you remember?
I remember like that.
Oh my god!
HP re-up.
This dude is out here refilling his own HP like this is a Pokemon battle. You're getting destroyed out here. Guys, I want you all to know, I'm not so reckless that I would throw your hard-earned cash at something as frivolous as a PS5. So it's all going to get reinvested back into this channel. But I need you all to know, as a family, we do need to figure out the best way for me to earn some hot PS5 dough. And if I believe in Bradley, I think that this Yoda OnlyFans may be the way to go.
This is the pug stream because we're seeing a lot of pug tonight.
Why are you saying oh yeah, because of the pug, because of the dancing pug, okay.
Yes.
Okay, listen.
What?
Justin, Y&K, Bradley, thank you. Alright? Scaring me? I can't believe I'm gonna have to come up with a scenario. I feel like, what, Dia, you know this means I'd have to do research?
About what?
You mean about what? Like, to make a good OnlyFans, I'd need to see like what a good OnlyFans looks like. and then mimic that, but with a Yoda puppet. I'm probably gonna have to get like, you know, lingerie, but for a doll. God, that's gotta be weird.
That's a lot of money.
That's gotta be weird. Oh boy. You guys are making me sweat. So if I don't finish this list, man, I'm just gonna spiral out of control. I think you guys are the only ones that can make me feel like high without doing anything. Number 3, you know, I had a knock at my door. And when I opened it, there was a stranger with a gift card to a local garden store for me. Sounds like a murder plot. Apparently, her kid had been pinching tulips from my garden every day to give to his mom, and they wanted to pay for them once they figured out whose garden they were coming from. I had thought squirrels were doing it, and had regretted planting them the year before. Not being able to enjoy them, I spent the gift card on more bulbs. Well, that's sweet. You know, most parents certainly wouldn't care if their bastard kids were picking some flowers, because most parents are Karens, you know? And even if they caught their kid doing it, even if the person reprimanded the kid in front of the mom would probably be like, "They're just flowers, what's the big deal?" You know? Ignoring the fact that it took months for someone to cultivate this thing from the earth when it was nothing, to care for it, to nurture it, and to have it grow.
If anything, I'd be teaching my kids not to grab other people's things. Like, not only my stuff, but don't touch other people's flowers. Because it takes time.
Haywood said, try Googling that without my agent raising an eyebrow. Dee and I were let's just say taking a deeper dive into the Bay of Pigs that we didn't, because we weren't super familiar with what the hell was going down. And I knew that for the most part, many of the incidents led to the Cuban Missile Crisis, but I did not think that America was as sloppy as it was. That was not a couple of lifetimes ago, my dude. It was very recent, and all you need to know is that the people at the top of this country was like, "Hey, CIA, go out there and break them off a piece of this Kit Kat bar." And they went out there and they failed, my dude. Failed so hard they couldn't even hide involvement. Now, bruh, all I know is for a country to be as up its own ass as we are and have such a messy aspect of our history right the fuck out there, it's pretty impressive. Why, in case that's true, Silver, we gotta get Jorge and Justin in here. Can you imagine? No, man, I'm not trying to like heart attack, you know what I mean? Guys, you gotta know that sometimes when I'm in a stream with you guys are like this list every day. You're such a wholesome story for me to tell when I lay awake at night and just, you know, just think, hey, I made it through another day and I didn't do anything awful, you know? Didn't sharpen the knives or tighten the nooses or anything, you know? Everything's fine because you guys are the best. I'm kidding. But,
They're the best.
But I do have things that I do to practice putting my heart to the test through strenuous activities. Sometimes I watch bad TV shows. Sometimes I play bad video games like Marvel's Avengers. Okay? No. No. Oh my God. I just coughed and felt it in my balls. That can't be right.
You know what this reminds me of?
That's not something to laugh at. What do you mean? Whoa. You're right on the balls. Get it? You didn't miss a balls. I'm sorry. Listen, Dia did not miss a beat, and she said, hey, you know what that reminds me of? What did it remind you of, Dia? Let's hear this.
El oro es mío, el oro es mío.
Oh, fuck me.
And
Let me tell y'all something. Last night, Dia and I were on the internet, and we saw a compilation of Norm Macdonald as a pigeon. Now, a lot of y'all are probably too young to know who the hell Norm Macdonald is. I think the most famous thing that he did in like recent history was play Death on Family Guy. And that isn't recent. It was perhaps the first season of Family Guy, and Family Guy's got to be like, what, 20-something years old now? So I went to Hulu because that's where the show is, and we watched a show called Mike Tyson's Mysteries or some shit like this, where a pigeon... Oh my god! No!
50 money.
Guys, what the hell?
The dolphin.
The dolphin. Okay, you had the dolphin. Hey, go to sleep. Damn it. Now, Bradley, YNK, Justin, y'all gonna make my heart splash. Does it make sense? Of course not. Because I think blood has left the brain. This is what you're doing. I can't believe I felt a cough in my balls. The reason that I brought up this whole stupid, before I forget, Mike Tyson show with a pigeon is because towards the end of the episode, a dude explodes. Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Jesus. Okay, listen. Thank you so much, alright? Look, man.
Heart attack.
Look, I have to be very careful with the way that I'm breathing. You know?
You have a drink with you?
YNK Bradley, Justin, I want to thank you guys for your hot contributions this night. You know, want to throw some thanks back to Diana because she was donating for Dia specific, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But YNK Bradley and specifically YNK, listen, YNK, I think you know what we need, baby. And this is coming back at you. I'm dead serious. YNK Bradley, I really want you guys to tell me what the hell you'd be interested in, because
Apparently the Yoda.
seriously, you know?
Yes.
Because, you know, I've been looking at SCPs and I think some of them are nice. I've been recording commentaries for Simpsons episodes, but you can't use Simpsons footage on YouTube. So I've been like commentary over pictures, like a slideshow, as if I had anything to do with the show, which I didn't. But look, I released it as something, you know, maybe people could listen to and go to sleep to, because you guys are making me like panicky now. Because I'm just like, hey, look, here's this thing that I can do. Listen. Bill, you know, the last thing I expected was to see Gilbert Godfrey's name out here. You know, hashtag keep going. Oh, boy. Bell says, I remember seeing a Gilbert Godfrey narration of 50 Shades of Grey. Maybe do that, but with a Yoda voice. If you guys find me something that you can all agree, and by all I mean, what, like 5 of you agree that is dumb enough for me to try to narrate as Yoda, you know, on camera with that puppet, you know, I'll make that happen. But 50 Shades, what happened?
You're so darling, YNK. Thank you.
What did he say?
This man was very, very sad that he couldn't indulge himself a little today.
Whatever do you mean?
What?
Yoda, he said he gotta hear the Yoda voice before he subscribed. What was the last thing I did with Yoda, Dia?
Probably some stupid little singing thing. Oh no, you did a Naruto music, you saying pay attention to me over and over again while crying as Yoda. That's what you did, that was the last thing I remember you doing with it.
I thought I remember doing like this, oh my god, here's one with you. Oh my god. Of course, you're all in it. Damn, you look tiny, Dia.
I'm sorry.
What are you saying sorry for? Like I didn't pinata you. I'll pinata you good.
What? Pinata? What the fuck does that even mean?
That my immortal fan fiction PLS.
You know, it's really funny that she says My Immortal because, you know, I sang My Immortal with the Yoda puppet. Did I? I did.
So in the 90s...
Shut up.
Does she mean the fan fiction or does she mean the song?
Oh, she means the fan fiction.
With the Harry Potters.
Hold on. Yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about.
Even got him a little tissue paper and shit.
Yeah. I don't know how you weren't like wetting your pants at my talent.
Gosh. And like True Silver Wolves.
Look at you in the background.
Suppressed by all my childish fears. And if you have to leave,
Yeah.
I wish that you would just leave.
Your presence still lingers here. Harmony. And never leave me alone. Jesus won't seem to heal. This pain is just too real. There's just too much that child cannot erase. And you cried out, wherever we heard your ears. Can you imagine somebody walked into your room right now and was just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I love more? You know what I love absolutely more than maybe somebody young watching this and it's going through the speakers and their parents walk in? I love the idea that a grown man, loves my shit. And their wife, just vaguely tolerates them in this bullshit. But then it gets into stuff like this and they're like,
Oh my fucking God, I'm so sick of this man.
seriously, YNK, hit me up because we got to take over the world. You know what I mean? I like the way that I say it. Like we're gonna go sacrifice some people. I got the statues. You bring the virgins. Blood altar. You know what I mean? Ceremonial daggers. Okay. Only the biggest titty, Dia. Now, if you were gonna be sacrificing some chicks. Okay, as we continue, up this list, we arrive at number 2. No way I can finish this list. It should just all be thank yous, okay?
Can I finish it?
Why?
Because it's wholesome.
Belle,
They're feel-good stories.
Belle, I appreciate you. My Immortal fanfiction. Isn't My Immortal long, though? Is that what everybody wants?
I don't think you'd have to read all of it. Maybe just a chapter of it or something. They get to pick which one.
Yeah, they're picking it. So, y'all, and then YNK's like, I trust you, Seraphin. Oh, no. Oh, no. System of a Down. I sang that, too. Oh, I think they're just naming what I did. No! YNK.
World domination.
Bro, listen.
Wait, so
It's coming back. It's coming back to you, okay? It's coming back to you. It's necessary. It's necessary. And then, because you know what else? I think I work better. I think I work better when I'm up there. As far as editing is concerned, you know that.
Well, yeah, because it's
Because I can put myself in a trance as opposed to going ADD and just, dismantling the... Sometimes when I do these lists, I get so antsy. Do you think it's just the heat?
No.
Listen, YNK, I don't know enough languages to thank you properly for all of this, okay? So help me. I've told you that emoji looks like 2 asses touching.
Yes, we know.
And I can't see it any other way. I'm very sorry that it's elbows, but it doesn't look like that to me. It just doesn't. It looks like 2 dudes hunched forward with their asses out. It's stupid, but that's it. Guys, if you don't watch it, I will have 2 asses touching as an emote and hope that I don't get in trouble. I'll have to call it something else.
So you will, because it probably gets reviewed first.
What, my ham emoji? That's what I'd call it. The pressed hams.
As if no one would be able to...
I would actually spell depressed, like sad, depressed, hams.
Depressed. You didn't even finish telling your Mike Tyson episode thingy.
Alright, yeah, so back to Mike Tyson Mysteries. Y'all don't think I'm lying, so it's very important that I have some visual aid. Mike Tyson Mysteries. It's really not funny. I've almost like built it up to a point now where it's like it's a show with Mike Tyson And to be honest, the funniest part of the show is them getting usable takes out of Mike Tyson. And I'm going to literally say it as blatantly and as unfiltered as I said it to Dia when we were watching the show yesterday. What I said is Mike Tyson's an awesome dude and he's a great fighter. He was and he still is. But I would imagine Mike Tyson wasn't all there upstairs even before he started taking brain damage worthy hits to the motherfucking head. So the real comedy and, worthy of being impressed aspect of this show is getting usable takes to put into a narrative from Mike Tyson. I stopped the show to say that to Dia, okay? And what I said was, I'm really going to be impressed if they can just get Mike Tyson to read his lines well. Not saying he's a bad actor, just that, a bunch of fists over a career as healthy and insane as Mike Tyson's has scrambled this dude's brains. And I'm glad that he can actually hold a conversation these days. Long story short, the second that I unpaused the show, this dude referred to you see this little Asian character next to him? That's supposed to be his daughter in the show, and her name is Young, and he called her Yang, and they left the take in the show, and they even had the girl go, "Who is Yang?" You know what I mean?
That's not my name.
As if they were like playing a joke on the fact that he couldn't even do it right. Now, the reason Dia was reminded of the leprechaun was, at the end of the episode, a dude bursts open and is a leprechaun, but that's not dumb enough, okay? It's not dumb enough for a man to explode and reveal that he's a leprechaun on the inside. For some reason, the dude was a Mexican leprechaun, and he was grabbing a whole bunch of the gold and saying, "El oro es mío, el oro es mío," to the gold over, like, when he was picking up the gold. And it was just like, it's one of those things that, like, happen, and it wasn't funny to me at the time. It was just like, it almost made me a little bit mad, where I was like, what the fuck is this? Why does it need to be a Mexican leprechaun now too? A Mexican leprechaun. And as we passed that portion, I think Dia then, Dia goes, I was like, I'm sorry. Because earlier in the episode, a Mexican man came in and said something ridiculous, right?
No, Mike Tyson went to a bar and he said, "You're a leprechaun. I saw you. You were dressed in green, so you're a leprechaun." And he's like, "No, dude, they just told me to wear a leprechaun suit because it would be funny because it was St. Patrick's Day."
And that's another thing. Remember, he was talking about how there was pink everywhere and all kind of bullshit.
Green.
It was green everywhere, and people were pinching people, and he thought it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Because of all the green? Yeah. I'm over it. Look. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever watched something or seen something that's made you angry until you just started laughing because you were pissed. You just couldn't even handle it. I'm feeling a lot of feelings right now,
You're very emotional.
We had wife beaters for you to just lay around and wear. People be trying to wet you up if you walked out in the street like that.
Sounds so wrong.
Super soaker. Now listen, Y and K. We need to come to an agreement. What's a Mexican leprechaun sound like? He was just yelling, "El oro es mío, el oro es mío."
El oro es mío, el oro es mío.
It was so dumb. Ooh, boy. So number 2, okay? I had just lost my job and my dad had his card stolen. He was waiting on the bank, but completely out of food and living in an old rundown RV. I would have figured something out. I'd die before I'd let him starve. Right as he's almost in tears, as he talks to me about it, someone knocks on the door. A lady had food for someone in an RV, but those people had vacated the parking lot and she wanted to know if my dad needed any. There was everything from canned goods to fresh meat, milk, pasta, everything. She had brought it with her own money, or bought it with her own money, and didn't want it to go to waste. I'll never forget the timing or her generosity. Shit like that would make me feel like the universe actually has my back. You know what I mean? Not to say that it doesn't, but why thank the universe when I can thank Bradley, YNK, Justin, and Bell? You know what I mean? He shoots, he YNK scores. What does that mean?
Whatever Kyle wants it to mean.
Did you guys agree on what the hell I'm supposed to be doing as opposed to, like, you know, going to bed anxious and sweating, waking up going, I gotta do something for the channel. And I do something and everybody's like, this is lame. Major Erection says, I can't believe he says, I like Norm Macdonald on this show. I do too.
The first thing he said in the first episode had you cackling.
It made me cackle because I was happy that I could listen to Norm Macdonald again after all these years. And he referred to the Asian girl as like a homeschooled freak or something like that. Right? Mm-hmm. Good.
No, I think he used the word weirdo instead of freak.
My Asian daughter, you know. If I got that, would people assume the worst?
What are you talking about?
If I acquired, that's the wrong word too.
Yes.
If I adopted an Asian daughter.
Why did you say adopted as if you were about to start laughing? Like even you couldn't take that word seriously coming out of your mouth.
What's wrong with the word adopted?
You're the one that was like.
I'm what's wrong with the word adopted.
Yeah, it's you. It's your fault.
I wish you had better banter with me. Okay. It just feels like you get increasingly pissed off talking to me, which is great on one hand, but if you could out weird me at times, then we could animate this.
Look,
Yeah.
darling, I only out weird you whenever we aren't live, so you just.
It's true. You only out weird me when I can't capture the footage.
No, there have been times where you have.
Yeah, sometimes I go in the living room and catch Dee on a unicycle. What about this? And I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm wearing a green leprechaun suit, as a Mexican apparently does.
Yeah.
After bursting out of a white man.
Where am I? I have like these animated stills. Here they are on the desktop. So no.
Asian child money.
Oh my gosh, you don't want to see that number.
Y and K.
Did you see it?
Y and K. Why? What? Listen. Listen to me here, okay? Thank you doesn't cut it, bro. What do you think? What's going on here?
Time for you to get on your knees.
Yeah. Like, you want me to clear space on the ground here? You know, Dia and I were watching something earlier, Y&K, where some bitch made out with her dad for like 500 pounds or something. And of course something like that begs the question, it's not enough, you know? It's not enough.
And then we got context.
All I'm saying is, Y&K, I don't know how to thank you here, but we're gonna have to figure that out. I want you to be the instrument of us figuring that out, because you have scared me, you know? You make me feel like I should adopt an Asian child, you know? Ooh, I almost said some shit just now about what I could buy with that money for the Asian kid. Nope. Not gonna say it. Hey, a nice pillow for them to lay their head on. Yep, that's what yep. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's a clean 100. That's a clean 100 towards the my god.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Honk. Wait, why didn't?
Very scared, Hong Kong.
Yeah, that was like a really delayed. Even Honkler's scared, you know. Even Honkler is scared.
1K money.
Oh my god.
You did it.
Yeah, how do we even? You know, what do we do for Y&K here?
I don't know. Do we? What would you do? Do you give him a virtual hug? I really do like Stripes' doodles. They're Wonderful. Yeah. And then Stripes on top of me.
I should be standing on top of you.
Fuck you.
We should make a thing where we go to a bakery. That should be the first episode of
You
a
said
show.
that already, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, go to the bakery. But what's going to be the plot? What's going to be the plot of the bakery episode?
I don't know. You said that we were gonna wing it. That the premise is we go to a bakery, but that the magic would happen as we're as we're making it.
I should like adjust the audio right now so that if I press that honk honk button, we don't end up shitting our pants. And okay, here it is.
Honk honk.
It's still too loud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't help anything. Maybe this is the button.
Honk honk.
There we go.
Honk honk.
Guys, I'm really saddened that Rhea isn't still here, because aside from YNK and his love of the honk button, the only other person who's had so severe a reaction to a sound effect was Rhea, who absolutely hated this noise. She hated the whip crack. And it's a shame that none of you have stepped up to hate it as much. Maybe you think you're smart and, you hate it just as much, but, you wouldn't want to say it because it would only make me use it more. But what if I'm reading your mind? I'm reading your mind.
Maybe as a thing, you could play a game with them. Any game you.
I'm dying to play games with YNK, but we gotta clear his schedule, you know what I mean?
Well, he can pick the day and the game.
YNK's been playing games with me.
And your emotions.
And my heart, okay? But I don't want him to quit, I want him to keep playing games with my... Belle says, I love hamburger. If only I could find some of these noises quickly.
And the dolphin.
Hamburger.
See, if I turn it down, it's not loud enough. I really got to adjust the audio on that honk honk and then just re-upload it. Baked beans. All right, guys. I'll say it to you like this. Depending on whatever you guys decide upon, we're going to go ahead and move forward with it. I know some of you are looking for the SCP. I know none of you are interested in this commentary on The Simpsons, but it'll be a great thing to fall asleep to. Trust me. I love you. I'm scared. Let's obliterate the rest of this list. I cannot believe I played all of those videos in the middle of the list, because now this is... Whew. This list is hot compromisation. Number 1. I'm a wheelchair user. At a baseball game, a little girl came running up to me and climbed onto my lap. Her mom was apologetic, but I told her it was fine, no worries. Looking at the girl's face, I could tell she had some kind of developmental disability. Mom explained to me that the little girl's grandfather used a wheelchair and she missed him. Whoa! I rolled around a little to give her a ride. She giggled and had a good time, and then she climbed off and went back to her mom. I want you to know that it's so cripplingly sad how many wonderful experiences we may miss out on because everybody would associate it or assume that it's meant in a creepy or weird way, But that's the society we live in, I guess. Pretty messed up.
The Brazilian funk button.
The Brazilian funk isn't a button. It's what people get for following on Twitch.
I thought it was for subscribing.
No, I think if they just follow, it plays that, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I put it simply for subscribing. Jelly bean corn. Oh shit, didn't we get corn from Mom?
Yes, it's in the fridge.
This is really jelly beans, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's gotta be. It's funny that they actually got me, because I can kind of see like hair coming out of it, so it made me wonder.
Or it could be they're just saying that it looks like jelly beans.
Is it possible that it could grow like this and look all weird like that? Or is it possible that they could inject it with different colors?
No idea.
I don't know how corn works. We don't know how corn works. You must be the finest farmer in all of Candyland. Who needs Candy Island? We're safer at the docks. God, I wish this was candy. Somebody said, God, I wish this is what candy corn was. Isn't candy corn awful? Is there anybody here that likes candy corn? The only person I'm liking candy corn for is YNK. They need to make some candy corn edibles.
No.
That would be the best hiding spot in the world for fucking, oh my god, Dia. Because who's gonna come in and go, oh, I love candy corn? It'd be like if I had black licorice sitting around. You want some black licorice?
Some people are crazy like that.
Bruh, come on, man. Y'all cannot have.
Belle likes candy corn.
Belle does not. Belle. Candy corn's like the fucking... What's the name of that cake that's really tough and awful for Christmas? Is it a fruit cake?
Yeah.
Major erections, just clowning. Y'all playing. It's a fruitcake, yeah. Candy corn is the fruitcake of candies. She says she liked fruitcake too. You know, this is the same girl that said throw it back.
As Yoda.
Throw it back, you.
You should say that.
Let's say it. Say what?
That, but in Yoda's voice.
Listen, I want you to know I'm ready to record a hot erotic scenario. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is name the place, and I will make an ASMR of Yoda trying to pick you up in this place. And you're gonna be the girl getting picked up, Dia. Name a place. First person to name this place, man. If it's not YNK. Tootsie Rolls are the fruitcake of candy. Some people like Tootsie Rolls. Some people really do. Ugh. Isn't that weird they were putting Tootsie Rolls in the middle of perfectly good lollipops? This dude said the World Trade Center. Like we're doing improv, and I'm like, can we get a location? You know what the crazy thing is? I've seen a lot of Yoda content on the internet, and this fits so well in with that Yoda content.
Because he's chaotic.
Because it's all excessively edgy for no reason. You know, is that what somebody wants? YNK.
Someone doesn't like Twizzlers.
You know? Seriously, Bradley, Bell, Justin, you chime in here. Forget about it, but never forget.
Forget about it. Just never
Forget about it. Alright?
Forget it. Is that a type of pasta?
Oh my god. You know, there's a character on the show Lost named, I can't believe I forgot his name. Penny and Desmond. His name is Desmond, okay? And I love Desmond more than any of the characters on that whole fuckboy ass show. I really do like Desmond. And I like the plot, and I love him and Penny, and I loved it, and it was hard, and I just love it. One of my favorite videos on the internet, because Desmond's woman's name is Penny. My favorite video on the internet, dude. I shouldn't show you this.
Yeah, because you're destroying the ability of you keeping this thing.
I love you, Penny. I've always loved you.
No matter what I do, Charlie. He sounds just like that. He goes, no matter what I do, Charlie, you're gonna die. You're gonna die, Charlie. You take the thing and listen to it. I'm gonna play the rest of this thing for you. You think I'm like being excessive. Listen.
No matter what I do, you're gonna die, Charlie.
No matter what I do, you're gonna die, Charlie. Yo, now that's comedic, like.
You're gonna die, child.
You're gonna die.
That's half Mexican leprechaun.
You're gonna die, child.
Okay. You know, I'm really sorry and I apologize. And, you know, you are the real hero for tolerating me and dealing with all of the terrifyingly stupid shit that I find absolutely hilarious. Much of which is buried in contextually, like, relevant. You couldn't enjoy it unless you knew exactly where I'm coming from. And maybe that makes it great for the people who do know what I'm talking about. But for everybody else, it's gotta just be like, I don't get it. I don't get this man. And he's so amused. And he's looking at corn, but it looks like jelly beans.
Are you gonna talk about what made you cry a little today?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said
I don't know what you're talking about.
But what about YNK? What about his desire to hear the story?
YNK's sacrifice. YNK's heroic and unstoppable. You know, him and I together are going to save everything that needs saving. The Postal Service, Netflix from itself, with this whole cuties thing.
Man, just don't do shows with kids. How about that?
You know?
Can that be a rule?
It's you know, I just want to stay away from kids. How hard is that? Wait, did YNK said something about fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls? I think I remember those. I had, yeah, I don't know anything about Winn-Dixie, but, you know, they had just like big ass bins. My heart is still racing. I love you guys. My heart will go on. Tell me a song to cover as Yoda. Tell me a place to pick up Dia as the Yoda puppet. They can be like an ongoing series of how to pick up ladies.
Oh my god.
That'd be so great with Yoda. That'd be fucking amazing. Because I'm so skilled. And Yoda can use the Force to make women do what, you know, they secretly want to do, you know, but they don't know how. They're just too shy. He's just helping them with a little push, a little Force push. That's good. I should save that. That's going in. You know, sometimes you need a little push. Sometimes you need a little pull. Push and pull. In and out.
There's a song.
I'm going to show you my lightsaber.
Never mind, I ain't gonna say
I have the low ground now. It's treason then. Oh my god! You know, Dia and I have stayed nice and far away from that WAP thing, and we would like to live our Christian, God-fearing lives. Yo! This may be the weirdest thing anyone's ever suggested. Man, Bradley's a special one. Isn't Kirk Franklin a gospel singer? And not the type of gospel that like Whitey can get down on. But from what I understand, he's like a black gospel singer that sings songs that you would expect to hear in like a Baptist church, right? What's Kirk Franklin's like top song? Because I know his name from back when I was attending church a lot.
You don't want to know True Silver Wolf. You really, really don't want to.
My brother, can't you see? Did he do Stomp? He did Stomp. My brain knew that. He made this song called Stomp, Dia. Holy Ghost, are you with me? My brother, can't you see? I got the victory. Said Stomp.
But you're gonna
As Yoda?
show restraint and not play this alongside everything else from this stream, right?
Look, I didn't want to tell the whole stream, but my hand hasn't been on the mouse this whole time. It's been my other appendage. Okay, listen. Kirk Franklin Stomp. Let's look up the lyrics to that. Franklin Stomp. Okay. The lyrics to Stomp, if you will. Lately, I've been going through some things that's really got me down. I need somebody to help me come and turn my life around. I can't explain it. I can't obtain it. Jesus, your love so amazing. It gets me high up to the sky. And when I think about your goodness, it makes me want to stomp. Fuck you, devil.
Oh my god.
Stomp! What happened? This maniac put Kirk Franklin into my mind. Why would you do it? Bunny Subliminals herself. Bunny Subliminal sounds like a really hot porno, man. Wait, no, they'd make it weird with furry action. I don't want furry action. Backdoor action. No, thank you. Sapphire says the times I jump into the chat are the best. It makes... No, YNK did this, you know? And I'm gonna return. You know, YNK releases a lot of creatures that, you know, they bring Kyle to another level. But I'm gonna gift a Pokeball straight to YNK. He deserves it. I should really 3D print something and send it to somebody. But what could it be? What would be Kyle enough? Ladies and gentlemen, at the risk of anything more terrifying coming from, oh my god, really, like in my stomach, you guys are amazing. You're more than I can handle. So at the risk of overstaying a welcome, I want you all to know I love you endlessly.
Who's the stream boss?
The stream boss should, of course, be YNK. Do you want to see for your own eyes? Beholding
the negative big gift.
a full 9,000 health. Unbelievable. But pick a GIF, YNK. Tell us what you'd like to see. I'm sorry about the Kyle and Dia Tower. That shit's hilarious to me. Belle says 3D print a Yoda puppet for your puppet. Belle, you don't know it, but you know we have baby Yodas in the house, and I wanted one for me and Dia. So one's in my little cubby hole that's supposed to be behind me when I stream on camera, and one is in her room for her to like put amongst her Pikachus at some point, and my big Pikachu, the best Pikachu in her room, buddy. The big Pikachu's the best one. I can't believe it sometimes. Haywood says, I'm sure you can make 3D images to print with an Xbox Kinect sensor. Why does YNK says, I know you got those good gifts. Let me see if I can look up a GIF that is safe for work. Not that I'm, downloading not safe for work GIFs. Where would I show those off, Dia? Have I downloaded any good GIFs recently? I'll show you two, because I think they're really the only ones that I have. Okay, so here's one. Can't use it, it's not transparent background. Look at that. That'd be my walk animation if I could handle it. A lot of hip action though, man. I'm not sure I can manage that. I only wish. You may not like it, but this is peak physical condition, Dia. Oof. If not that one, I for some reason have a...
Well, of course not that one. It's not transparent.
Here's a character from, well, actually, I'm just making sure that she don't whip nothing out. Can you imagine? She whipped him out. I'll be like, oh, fuck, I'll see you guys later. You know what I mean?
But you can't use it.
Why?
Because it's not transparent.
Man, I don't need this. I'm not the type that needs that. I don't even know why I saved it. Huh. Why did I save it if I can't use it? Look at this thing. I just like the little animation of it. Listen, I'm gonna ask you guys a serious question. Okay? I've seen some people stream on Twitch, and they have this thing where like GIFs are running around at the bottom of their screen. and it seems to correspond to people donating and following, and I'd love to know how that is. So if you can tell me, I'm going to set that up for in here, so whenever people, subscribe or donate, they'll have like a little dude running around, and I'll just keep it like that for probably like a week or something. You know what I mean? But I don't know how that goes. You think I'd be able to articulate it well into the internet? But what is Dark Somnium? The Dark Somnium is a YouTube channel, a creepypasta narrator. So wait, you guys are wanting the CPs? Why is he bringing that up? What kind of name is the Dark Somnium? I guess when you make up a name, all roads lead to you, huh? That's good. That's good. All roads lead to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Can't get enough. I will see you guys tomorrow and maybe even sooner. Linda, you're right. Thank you. I need to hydrate. And if you guys are looking to, piss off Dia, she's going to be streaming soon. Remember you got to ride that line real careful, because if you say something too weird, Linda's in there. She'll probably just ban you. There's a bunch of, feisty mods. God damn, those things are gigantic, Dia. I can't believe it. So there's Dia, and I am going to take a well-needed shower and think of you guys. You're incredible, all right? Special thanks once again to Belle, Justin, Bradley, and Y&K. Thanks for being heroes. You'll see me again. Sooner, I'm going to record the first part of the SCP that super interested me, and I hope to get that out by tomorrow. So look out for it, stay out of trouble, and you'll see me again soon. Bye. Love you, love you, love you. You're insane. You're insane. Let me know what the hell I can do. Go to the Discord, drop any suggestions, whatever's coming to your mind that you'd like, something you've always been thinking about. Oh, I'd like to hear this. Just let me know in the Discord. You deserve it. Please, God. I'm sweating. I'm Kyle sweating. Bye.